Hello everybody! A while back I reached 80,000 subscribers, which means it's time for a Cliff vlog. Before I get started, I wanted to give a shout out to Belinda Winfield who got me this amazing shirt.
What?
It says "Let's Summon Demons," and interesting story, this is actually how I came into existence.
I'm the cyborg, she's a demon.
Thank you so much, Belinda. You're awesome. The shirt's awesome. Everything's awesome. Now on to the topic. In honor of 80,000 subscribers and Cliff's recent 31st birthday.
It's my fucking birthday. Or it was, but still, wish me happy birthday.
We are doing a rapid fire writing and personal questions. The catch is, Cliff is going to be answering them. And the extra catch to the catch is that Cliff is not a writer.
My goal today is by the end of this video, instead of learning about writing, I'm actually making you dumber.
Cliff is a musician, he's a singer, he's a computer programmer, he's a wonderful fiance, but he's not a writer.
Yeah, I suck.
So I asked my followers on Tumblr to submit their writing and personal questions specifically for Cliff. Let's see how this goes. How do I make the readers have an emotional connection with a character I may not care about?
If you don't care about the character, why are you writing it? If the character is not giving you enough passion for you to fucking stir shit up, maybe you should go back to the drawing board. Not a writer, but that just feels like common sense, people.
That's actually a pretty good point.
Just one hell of a point.
I approve of that advice. What is the #1 key to writing a bestseller?
Oh, that's easy. So, you know, it's just like cooking, right? You get some ingredients, you throw it together, and there you go. No, it's hard. I don't know how to write a bestseller, is what I'm saying.
What are some tips to gaining a bigger audience and expanding your writer's platform?
You know, me and Jenna thought about this when we first started. And if you release a book and nobody knows about it, then what's the point? So you have to put yourself out there. Blog, vlog, get a dog. I don't know how that's gonna help. I don't think it's gonna help, but it'll give you love.
It started off really good and really promising, and then it went elsewhere.
Because puppies are magical.
What are some of your favorite names for boys?
You know, often I find myself just thinking about boys' names.
Right? What kind of question is this?
No. The greatest name you can ever give a male character, Cletus. It's a name people are not gonna forget.
When I was in high school, we had to dissect fetal pigs. And you know what my fetal pig was named? Because we got to name them.
What?
Cletus the fetus.
See? It's a good fucking name.
Cletus
and she
the
still
fetus.
remembers that.
Can you try licking your elbow?
Come here, you little fucker. Nope.
Have you ever farted on anyone's face? If yes, who?
I can't remember a specific time where I farted on someone's face.
But it sounds like something you do.
Yes.
Please grab a hanger out of the closet and hold it for a second. You are now a cliffhanger. I don't have any questions, just this one request.
Wow.
Do you mind if I write an erotica featuring you and a kinky squirrel?
Fuck. The first half of that, I was gonna just completely disagree with. I knew I was gonna say, no, don't do it. And then I heard the squirrel part. And I say go for it.
Can you give some tips on how to include juxtaposing scenes in a novel to highlight core themes?
Wow.
You want me to read it again?
Yeah. I get the core themes part. I don't get the first part.
Just give it a shot.
It's essential to revisit core themes and make the reader remember really what's going on in the story. It's important.
Did you just pull that out of your ass?
Absolutely.
If you could transfer your mind into a computer, would you?
Fuck yeah. I would do it today and I'll say, peace this body. And I would just fly through the internet.
But what about me?
Peace, Jenna. Oh.
What instruments do you play?
Guitar, piano. I've always been horrible at drums. I can play the desk. Bass. Love my bongos. And I sing.
How long have you been playing music? What first got you into it?
Music is a passion for a lot of people. For me, it was essential because it brought so much positivity into my life when I was a kid where there wasn't a lot.
Do you like pineapple on pizza?
Fuck yeah, I do. Pineapple, banana peppers, jalapenos, sriracha, perfect pizza.
We can agree to disagree. Can you explain the do's and don'ts of writing a proper sex scene?
Well, no. Make it visual. The shaft was curvy. It was long and limp. It looked like a curly French fry from Jack in the Box.
How do I make an MC, that's a main character, that's indecisive and changes their opinions to match that of those currently in the room, a people pleaser, without making them seem passive?
Isn't that kind of a contradiction in itself?
It is a contradiction. They want to know how to write a people pleaser that isn't passive, but...
Does it exist?
It's kind of like asking how to write a wizard that doesn't do magic. Well, like, aren't wizards supposed to do magic?
Maybe the wizard lost his abilities to do magic.
But then he wouldn't be a wizard anymore.
And the book would be about him finding himself and that magic again.
I think we've veered off topic.
Think so?
When you are both in the car, who has control of the stereo?
It's funny because usually I'll have my headphones on and then she'll have her headphones on and we're both individually listening to our own music.
Yeah. He likes his music, and the thing is, he's a singer and he likes to sing along, and he appreciates music differently than I do. When I listen to music, I want to just listen to the song. I like dissect it. I will play the same song over and over again until every single nuance is memorized. That's not his experience. So it's easier for us to just listen to music individually and appreciate it in our own way. What's your favorite thing to do apart from music?
Probably learning something about technology. I'm always trying to do some sort of research, some way just to further my understanding. Earlier today, I was making a game console out of a Raspberry Pi and RetroPie. And basically it has like 20 different systems you can emulate on it. I'm downloading right now like a 64 gigabyte SD card for it.
I have no idea what he's talking about. If given the chance, which character would you like to be in The Savior's Champion or Eve the Awakening?
Maybe Pharaon?
It's actually pronounced Farron. Just so you know.
You're Farron. You know what character I really like from The Savior's Champion?
What?
Is the guy in the dungeon. I know it's kind of weird, because the dude lives in the dungeon, right? If I can be any character, it'd probably be Tobias from The Savior's Champion. He's an artist, but he's still badass.
In your opinion, what's the best way to start a novel?
Put words down. That might help.
How do you write complex and interesting characters?
This is a really good question, and I have no idea.
Can you pretty please show us your ankles? Just for a little bit, pretty please? I know, some fucking weird ass shit.
First of all, if I do this, what are they gonna use it for?
Probably. Did you take voice lessons, or were you born with the voice of the gods?
I did take voice lessons for a few years. There was one day I was walking down a little rock road right next to a stream, and I met this wizard. And this wizard asked me how would I like to have a gift. And I said, okay, who doesn't like gifts? Is it a bad gift? Is it a good gift? And he goes, no, it's a good gift. It's the power of voice. Power of voice. Thank you, wizard.
What's your favorite thing about having a writer as a fiance?
One of the things I do love is that Jenna's creative, and I'm very creative. So I love that she's into an art that she's really passionate about.
What's your favorite memory with Jenna?
One day we had dinner in a park, and I brought tables and chairs, and then we had pizza, and it's a public place, so I can't like bring alcohol. So I brought like champagne flutes and apple cider. People were walking by like, what the hell is going on? And we were like, fuck it. And we had a good time. And it was different.
Yeah, it was very romantic.
We went on a cruise and we went snorkeling in Mexico. And that was cool because there was just a shit ton of like all these fucking amazing colorful fish. And then Jenna was like freaking out. She's like, oh fuck. It was hilarious. I mean, it wasn't like a fear thing. She was just overwhelmed with excitement, you know?
I'm very fascinated by fish. So those are your questions. I think you did a pretty good job. No, I think actually I'm pleasantly surprised. Some of your answers were quite good.
Yeah, quite.
Thank you so much for submitting your questions, and thank you to Cliff for answering them to the best of his ability. A quick announcement, if you've been following me on social media, you'll know that this month has been absolutely insane for us. Cliff has a very important spinal procedure coming up, and I have my first round of edits for the Saviors Champion due really, really soon.
What?
So with that said, I will be taking the next week off from vlogging so I can hit my edits hard and try to make my editor deadline.
She's mine, you don't get her.
But I will be back the following week, so sit tight.
Yeah, nighty-night, keep your butthole tight.
Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I post new videos on Wednesdays. Eve of the Awakening is still available in ebook and paperback on Amazon right now. You can also order a signed copy. All the links are listed below. And if you have any questions, be sure to tweet me at Jenna Moreci. Bye!